Are false assumptions costing your business valuable sales? Let me tell you a story. Back when I was in grade 11, our high school music department held a fundraiser selling grapefruits of all things. Yes, grapefruits. Don't ask. Our community channel caught wind of this initiative and wanted to interview one of the students during their live Thursday night What's Happening program. And for whatever reason, I was chosen for this honor. Who knows? I was probably the first to put my hand up and volunteer when no one else was jumping at the opportunity. Me be on TV? I'm in. Well, Thursday night arrived, and I walked into the studio offices where I was welcomed by, by the team, and I was ushered into this green room. And my first observation was this room wasn't green. It didn't have the color green in it, so there was nothing green about it. And so, why on earth was it called a green room? Now, keep in mind, I'm just a high school student at this point. So my logical mind is immediately confused, wondering, what's going on. There was a big disconnect going on in my head, and it didn't make any sense to me. So this was actually their first false impression that their guests knew what a green room was, something as simple as that. And so after a few minutes, the host came in, Carol Lewis, and she welcomed me and we sat on the couch and had a really lovely chat. And she asked me about the fundraiser and what we were selling and what our goals were and what the funds would be used for, all that kind of fun stuff. And it was great chat. She made me feel very comfortable and at ease, and all was good. And so then she left to go into the studio and to host the live program. And while I sat on the couch and waited my turn. And so after a little bit, I was then ushered into the studio, and I remember I was immediately in awe. I mean, how cool was this? All these lights and cameras and, the whole nine yards. It was very exciting. And so I sat down and they, pinned a microphone on me, and I was positioned and ready for my interview. And so then the floor manager indicated that we were about to go live, with the three and the two and the right, the indicator to the host to start the live show. And so Carol started by introducing me, and then she asked her very first question, which was, "So Susan, tell us about this fundraising program. What are you selling?" And I stared at her. Huh? No, it wasn't me being camera shy. It wasn't me being tongue-tied. I didn't freeze and I didn't have any kind of out-of-body experience. I was confused. Why on earth was she asking me that question again? She already did that back in this green room, and she knows the answer. I told her the answer already. So what the heck? Is she daft or something? So that presents their false assumption number two, which is that their guests understood the purpose of the green room. I did eventually answer her, all the while being totally confused as to what was going on. Mind you, I had no idea what to expect to begin with, so I'm not sure why this was throwing me off, for such a loop, but it did. Which brings me to their third false assumption, which is their guests understood the process of what to expect, so there were no surprises along the way. It was an experience I will never forget. So much so that I actually ended up working for them a couple of years later once I graduated high school. So, what does all this have to do with business, you ask, and growing a successful one at that? It's catching all those assumptions that we continually make that are hurting our business, confusing our clients, and costing us valuable leads and sales. So I beg of you, stop assuming your prospects know what you do and how you can help them. Stop assuming that they understand the benefits of working with you or using your product. Stop assuming they know what to experience, what that experience would be like if they worked with you. And stop assuming that that they know why you are asking all of the questions that you ask. And there's plenty more where that list can come from, right? There's lots of assumptions that we make, but your business is not the center of your client's universe. You need to have a system and process in place that will guide your client through the entire working process so that there's no assumptions made on either part. And you know what? Even as I talk about this, I realize that there's definitely room for improvement, even on my part in this area too. So, what about you? What assumptions are you making that are costing you time and money and clients? What about other areas in your business? Are you hiring the wrong people because you assume that they can do what needs to be done? And you know what? If you are really in need of helping sort through your brand positioning that avoids these kinds of costly assumptions, feel free to reach out. I'm Susan Friesen. I'm a small business brand strategist, and I love working with people just like you who needs help with your brand positioning. So sign up for a 30-minute free consultation with me. Go to www.talkwithsusanfriesen.com. So until next time, that's it.